What's going on, guys? So, a lot of you might remember I made a tier list video about a month ago from, I think about today actually, yeah, so a month ago about today, and it was the October version. Well, this time we're going to go over the November version, so we have a few new units. Again, this is global. This is not JP, so that's why Festival King, Chad King, whatever you call him, that's why he's not here. So, he will be in the next month's tier list because I think I'm gonna make this monthly, so be prepared for that. But we are gonna add these new units down here, and we also are going to probably arrange some units within the tiers. Some units will move down, some might move up, etc, etc, but I think I'll say that to the end, right? So let's go ahead and let's just get into it with these brand new, what is it, 7 units that we got from when I last made this video. So we'll start off with Halloween Diane. Halloween Diane is a unit that I personally don't think she's that great. She's not bad, it's just that she's not good either, right? She's not the greatest unit in the world. Mainly her kit was to deal more damage to the enemies, right? Help your team do more damage, but she doesn't really do too much of a good job with it, right? So if we go ahead and take a look at Halloween Diane, she is mainly like, she has DPS, right? She has DPS potential, but she's like a mix. It's weird the way they made her, right? So we go ahead and go to Protective Heart Diane. Keep in mind that she is a brand new name Diane too, right? So that's something to note. But she does have a charged single target skill, and then she has an AoE attack disable skill, which is very good. You know, disabling attack, that is really good because that can come in clutch when you're facing a Margaret, you know, Chad King. If you have this Halloween Diane, you want to use her, you can actually, you know, clutch it up with that skill. Keep in mind, she is green, so she does have an advantage over, you know, King and Margaret, etc. in terms of color. But the thing about this Halloween Diane is that her passive, on paper, seems like it's really, really good, but like in practice, it's not that scary, right? It's not that scary. It's funny because that's her passive name too. So it's not that scary. It's not that crazy. So all she does is increases the damage taken by enemies that used a skill by 20%. So if I'm assuming if an enemy uses a skill, they'll get their, you know, they take 20% more damage, right? Initially, when she first came out, I thought it's whenever she used a skill that happens, but no, it's whenever they use a skill. So that's pretty good. But the problem with that is most times people's skills are really, really scary. Like Bond. You don't want to face a Bond with this Diane, right? It's game over. Even Chad King, even though you might have type advantage over him, he's still going to do a really, really good amount of damage. So this becomes pretty much pointless at a certain point in the game. It's just like, right? It's kind of a build up kind of passive in a way, right? But she also has a sever single target. I mean, you know, like, it's okay, I guess, but overall it's not really anything to know. And then her substats aren't the best. I mean, she has pretty good crit chance, right? She does have actually pretty good crit chance and crit defense, but it's nothing to keep her too relevant in the meta. So personally, I want to put her right here, right? You could maybe put her above Blessings of Earth Diane. You could, but I guess these two are interchangeable, but I definitely want to put her here for sure. So that that finishes Halloween Diane. Then we have Halloween Slater. So Halloween Slater, he is kind of a unit that I'm not too like big on in a way. He's good, but that's pretty much all I'll give him, is that he's good. He's not anything special in my opinion. He can nullify moves, which is good. He can also, you know, disable everything but attack skills and decrease attack related stats, which is fine. But the problem is he's not that great. That's all he has, right? His DPS isn't the best. This is his only attack skill, and 400% is good in terms of multiplier, but his stats suck. His stats just suck, right? It is what it is. Then his passive can come in clutch because he can't take too much damage from critical attacks, which if you guys know, that's a pretty big thing, right? That's a pretty big thing, taking damage from critical hits. And he reduces it by 80%, which is really good. And then he increases allies attack by 10% for 2 turns, which this is really good. Really good because you know, obviously increasing their attack is is going to be a major thing. If it were attack related stats, that would be even better, right? That would be a lot better. But the problem with this is he has to take critical hits. And again, he's not going to take too much damage from it, which is good, but you know, he can still get hit hard if he doesn't take a crit. But he has 0% crit resistance on base, so you should be getting crit often, right? You should actually be getting crit often. Again, I'm not the biggest fan of him, but I mean, he's good. He is good. I actually would, honestly though, I would probably put him above Halloween Diane. I feel like he is better than Halloween Diane just because he has a lot more utility, support. You know, he can reduce critical damage. So I am actually going to put him above Halloween Diane in that regard. So if you like Slater, Halloween Slater, there you go. I wouldn't give him anything in tier 2. Personally, I don't think he competes with anyone in tier 2. I mean, if you think he does, that's fine. But I just really don't see him really competing with anyone here. Maybe Twigo, maybe Twigo, you know, maybe King, but again, King can petrify, stuff like that, but he can disable that. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about Halloween Slater. But I think he's a tier 3 unit for sure. All right, so then we get Iori. So Iori, I actually think he is good. I'm gonna put him probably right here. Maybe even above. Maybe I will put him at the top of tier 2. Yeah, I like that. So Iori is a unit that I personally didn't give too much credit when he first came out, but he is actually really good. The problem is he's codependent on Kyo, and that can be a huge issue for units that, you know, are codependent on people, because this was the same thing. Oh, I put Kyo by accident. This is a thing that kind of Red Estarossa suffered from a little bit. He was codependent on people who had debuffs, and until Kyo came out, Red Estarossa didn't really have a good partner or a friend. But Iori is really strong. Like, he is really strong because his whole kit kind of revolves around ignites, right? His passive increases you know, damage dealt by 7% for every ignite effect on the enemy. There you go. Whenever he uses skill, after each skill use, applies an effect on a hero which increases his attack related stats by 6%. So he is kind of codependent on Kyo for the first part of his passive, but for the second part, he's just increasing his own attack related stats, which is really good. But this ignite effect I found is really beneficial to him. Really beneficial. Yeah, increasing his attack related stats for a maximum of, what is that, 30%, right, is good. It is really good, because if we look at level 1 base, like, this is going to be at, what is this? This is going to be at 90 something crit chance just that, like, just from stacking his passive. But this damage increase is so good. It is so good. Keep in mind, he also does have cold destruction, which is very good, right? You guys already know how strong that can be with the right setup. But again, Kyo's really the only one in the game that makes cold destruction a really good card. If you don't have Kyo with a unit that has cold destruction, you're not gonna be looking good. You're just not gonna be looking that good, unfortunately. But he is good, but I wouldn't give him anything but that. Like, he can be one of the most broken DPS, but the problem is you need to build up, right? And nowadays units don't really let you do that unless you're really tanky or they're targeting someone else. But you do have to build up with him. Unfortunately, that is, you know, one of the downsides about him. He's not like an out of the gate DPS. Like, if this were just like 30% attack related stat increase whenever he used a skill, you know, for 3 turns, or if this was like, I don't know, this capped at, let's say this capped at 21% damage increase, like, then he'd be good straight out of the gate. Then he'd be really good straight out of the gate. But he is a build up character. That is one thing to take seriously. Also, his ultimate is a little lackluster. It's just a single target ult depletion ult, which I don't really care too much about that. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. He does have Merlin's infect, which infects on rank 1, which is really strong. But otherwise, he's a good unit, really good unit, but nothing about that. Then we got Megellda. So Megellda, actually, I will put Megellda probably in tier 2. You could argue that she actually could be in tier 1, but I think I'm going to put her in tier 2 for the sole reason Megellda is good, but she does need a specific team in order to be good for the big bird, right? Or Megellda. I don't know if I call her Megellda or Megellda, but she does need a specific team, which is very, I want to say, like, limiting about her, but I don't know if it is. I don't have her, right? I don't have her personally, so I haven't used her in the demonic beast battle big bird, but for what I've seen, there are a lot of team comps that you can use with her, which is really, really good. But the one thing I think that they shouldn't have done is give her this passive where she applies a buff which increases all stats by 8%, but you have to have full HP every time. I don't know if they should have did that. I mean, I get it, but it's like, so I don't know. She is a good unit, right? She's a really good unit for the big bird because her amplify can still do really good damage, right? If you full heal. Keep in mind, if you use her healing alongside Matrona, that's good. You could use Green Elizabeth, which is really good, right, to heal because she's DPS. So if you're always healing consistently and getting max, this stacks up to 5 times. So you're getting 5 amplify stacks, and if you use Margaret next to you, yeah, you're gonna be doing some really good damage. But I don't know, because I know a lot of people prefer Gother, which is fine, right? So you can use, like, because I think she's unknown. Yeah, she is unknown, which sucks. That does suck. So unfortunately, like, Gother being there isn't too much of a help, but she can still be good. The only problem is you're not gonna have rank up, so I don't know, but she is still good. And PvP, I guess she can be good with the right setup, but no one really uses her in PvP unless you're like a content creator trying to showcase her or something like that. But otherwise, like, she's just a good unit, really good unit for the big bird. So yeah, that's where I will put her. Definitely think she's in tier 2 for sure. And then we got Terry. So Terry, I actually think Terry is in tier 1. Now, I don't know where to place him in tier 1. I might put him like above, maybe like right here, because Terry's really, really good. But these units that are above him, maybe, yeah, no, I'll keep him right here for now. I'll keep him right here. Terry's really, really good. like he's disgustingly good. His ultimate, he has that one of the scariest ultimates in the game by far, right? It's not even, I don't even really think it's up for a debate. His power strike AoE ult can literally win you the entire match. I faced a team that ult rushed with Terry and I lost like turn 2 because I had no way of stopping his ult, and they were like, I think they were 4 out of 6. So this is just scary at 3 out of 6, but if it's 6 out of 6, you lost the game. Like, it's just, you lost. If you have no way to take away his ultimate move gauge or just straight up like kill him, you're dead. You're just dead. Keep in mind, he also can stack his passive as well as his holy relic, which is really, really good. So or not his passive, yeah, just his holy relic you can stack, not his passive. But his passive is so strong. Like, it seems weak on paper, but decreasing all stats by 20% is pretty big, right? Because it can be literally 1% difference that'll win you a match, and he's doing it by 20%. So keep that in mind. just want you guys to know that. But yeah, he's really good. He does have this new type of ult depletion skill, where it depletes on rank 1 for 1 orb and then rank 2 for 2 orbs. I personally think that they should just make this the base ult depletion card, because the multiplier is pathetic. Like, it is actually like pathetic. Because if we look at, for example, let's look at Red Zeldris, right? So Red Zeldris has an ult depletion card, but he has the outdated one, right? Where it's 120%, then it goes to 300%, whereas Terry's, what was it? Terry's was 250 or something like that, right? Yeah, his was like 250, but Zeldris gets a higher multiplier because of the fact that he's only draining 1 orb on rank 2 as well. Personally, I think that's stupid. I think they should have just buffed the card in general. There's really no reason for it. You know, we're going on 2022. There's no reason for it, right? I mean, yeah, it's a 50% difference, which is, I guess, good, but it's like, who the fuck cares? Like, if I'm only draining 1 ultimate move gauge but doing more damage, I'd rather just have the 300% and deplete 2. Like, what the fuck is the difference? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really see why they kept rank 1 and rank 3 the same, but then rank 2. It's just stupid. Like, that was really dumb. I'm not a big fan of it, but Terry's really, really good. Terry for sure is in tier 1. We'll see how he's looking next month for sure, but I think Terry's still really, really good unit. Let's see. Then we got Rugal. So Rugal is actually a unit that I didn't have on here originally, but I think I'm gonna put him on here because he did make sort of a comeuppance with his holy relic. That really did buff him a lot. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of buffed him a lot. I think I'm gonna put him probably right here in tier 2. I don't think that he's like below tier 2 at all. I think he's a really good tier 2 option. You know, if you don't have a farming unit, he's really good for that. He can be useful in PvP. You do have to build him with pierce rate, which, you know, can be really bad, but with the units that we have now, you don't really even necessarily need Blue Lilia. She is good, right? That's his most optimal pierce rate setup, but you don't need her. You actually don't need Blue Lilia. You could use Margaret. You could use Kyo next to Rugal, Zelda's in the back. You could use I don't know, you could use a lot of different team comps with him, and he would do really good damage. Just him himself is a beast, right? Because he, you know, AoE pierce, his passive is what really makes this character, because to this day I don't think we have another passive that's like this. At least I don't know off the top of my head if we do, but I don't think we have another passive like this, man. He removes all his debuffs, fully heals HP, and then increases all his stats by 15% if he survives with 50% HP or less. And this is literally instant. This isn't like an after turn. No, this is instant. So if you don't one-shot him, if he gets to 50% or less on the first turn, he gets this. Like, he literally gets this. So Rugal's really strong. He's a really strong unit. His Holy Relic helped him out a lot as well, because it increases pierce rate whenever he gets hit by enemy skill. Even if it's a debuff that does no damage, his Holy Relic will still proc. So I think that's a really good Holy Relic for him. Would I place him above Megellda? I don't know, because Megellda is good on the Big Bird, and that is a really like hard endgame piece of content. But Rugal is also just very good for farming. He's good for, you know, actually having usage in PvP. So it's interchangeable. I think I will leave him. Like, a part of me even wants to put him above Iori. Like, I think I actually will put him above Iori because he is just that good, right? I don't think I'm gonna put him in tier 1 because, you know, he can still get wrecked if he doesn't have a Pierce card, but he is still very good. Very good unit. So yeah, Omega Rule, top of tier 2. Yeah, I think I'm gonna leave him there. And then we get to the final unit of the video, which is Merlin. So this is the new Ragnarok Truthseeker Merlin, and spoiler alert, she's dog shit. Like, she's actually bad. She is terrible. This unit is probably in the discussion for the worst unit of 2021. I'm gonna just be honest with you. She is probably in the discussion for the worst unit of 2021. I think that still belongs to Hauser, but she's right there. Like, she's bad. Like, she is really bad. So she has an AoE shock, of course, right? Because her passive revolves around shock. She has a single target great value version of Festival Gother's debuff. It's stupid, right? So she decreases the defense related stats of one enemy by 20% and disables recovery and buff skills, which obviously this was meant to go against Merlin. Like, come on now, this was definitely meant to go, or not Merlin, Margaret, right? This was meant to be used against Margaret for sure. Like, this is like, come on now. But then she has, you know, it does get better because it disables stance and buff skills. Why they didn't make this AoE? Maybe because what Festival Gother would have been too broken, I guess, right? Which, you know, makes sense because they could combine it and it'd be really strong. But really the only thing that changes is that they can't use stances, and obviously the defense related stats gets decreased, but that's really the only thing that changes. Because if we look at Festival Gother, right, Festival Gother's is like better. I don't know what they were thinking with Merlin. Like, again, hers is just like the dollar store version of Festival Gother's debuff. Because if we look, right, so his disables buff skills and rank 2, and then once you get to rank 3, it disables everything including ultimate skills except for debuffs, right? Merlin's does that as well. Like, it literally does the same thing. So legit, the only thing that's changing is that they can't use stance skills when it's rank 2 and rank 2. But on rank 3, he disables stances as well. I mean, granted, right, with the combination of this and Gothers, they won't be able to use buff skills. They won't be able to use ultimate moves, rank 2 or above skills. What else? Their defense related stats are getting down. You know, I don't really think it's that crazy because she's garbage. Like, she is actually really bad. Like, I don't know what they were thinking. This does no damage, right? Her passive does literally really nothing. Like, let's be real. Like, it sounds like, oh my god, like, holy crap, they're gonna take massive damage from the shock debuff. No, like, it's no. It's terrible, right? It's not that good. So I mean, maybe if you combine her with like Hendrickson, yeah, I don't know. I don't even know who you could make, like, run her with. You know, maybe you could run her with Margaret, but who cares, right? Who actually gives a fuck about that unit? So personally, I'm gonna put Merlin at probably right here. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm probably gonna put her right here next to Escanor, because I really do think she's a tier 5. Like, if you pull her, sure, right, you could use her in the beginning levels of PvP. I guess you could do something with that, but once you hit like platinum, you're dead. Like, you're just dead. Like, ain't no one gonna give you the chance to do anything with her. So that's where my stance is on Truesinger Merlin for Ragnarok. Let me know what you guys think about the character. I think she's absolute dog water, but let me know what you guys think. But now we're gonna move some units around because some things have changed within the month that I made the tier list. So let's go ahead and let's start for tier 5. So for tier 5, I think I'm actually gonna move Green Escanor up. Green Escanor, I put him in tier 5 when I first made the tier list video, because then no one was really using him, but he actually, when thinking about it, he actually is still very decent for multiple areas for beginners. If you don't have some of the craziest festival units or summonable units there, he is still really good for free-to-play players. So I am actually gonna probably put him right here, maybe even above Estarossa, because of his relevance still. So he is still pretty good. For Estarossa, I'm actually gonna move him down, and I'm gonna put New Year's Meliodas above Derriere. Derriere is still good for Halix, but if you pull him, he's still good, especially since most of the festival units in the game are blue units. He's gonna do really good damage. So he is still really good for tier 4 at least. That's pretty much it for there. Then we go to tier 3. Nothing really changes. I might move Thonar down. I might put Jim like right here. Green Arthur, probably would put him here. Yeah, I probably would put Green Arthur here. Zoratras, I am probably gonna move him up a little bit. I think I'm gonna move him probably right here. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot, because this right here, like this, these 4 are the main Belmoth units, and that is really what tier 3 really is. Majority of them you're using in Belmoth or Big Bird, which is like these 2. So I'm gonna leave those 4 there. Should I keep Jericho here? I guess I could keep Jericho there for now. Put Fighter Diane above Elizabeth. Yeah, I like this. This for tier 3 is pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty good. For tier 2, I think I'm gonna leave it like this. I think I like this as well. I was thinking about moving Merlin up here to tier 1 because a lot of people have been using her. She has sort of made a renaissance, so I might leave her there for now. Let me know what you guys think about that. Moving a couple units around. Let's see. Might move you there. I think I like that as well. Maybe put 11 right here, and then King at the bottom. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's good. That is good. Yeah, this is nice. I like this. Yeah, I like this a lot actually. So that's good. Now a lot of you are gonna hate me for this one, but it's time. It's time. Probably maybe right here. It's time. You guys know I try not to bash on Fairy King because he can still be a really good unit for PvE, like if you're playing manually and not autoing most of the content in the game. But he has passed. His time has passed, unfortunately, right? Really, his only primary usage might be for Super Awakening coin grinding, but that's it. Like that's it. Like, he's not. Sorry, I'm sorry. Especially with Chad King, it's just no. It's time to leave you. Time to leave you here. Small Wings King. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. And then let's go ahead and let's move around some units on tier 1. So I actually am gonna put Assault Melee above Elizabeth, right? I'm gonna move Kusag probably above Elizabeth as well. I will probably no, actually I think this is good. This is good as well. I'm gonna move her down a little bit, and I think I'm gonna move Brynhild down 1 as well. Let's see. Keo definitely moved up. Keo has moved up. I think I'm gonna put Keo like. This is tough. He might be like honestly right here. I think Keo might be in tier 1. I think, or not tier 1. I think it might be like the top of tier 1. It's close. It's really close between Assault Melee and Keo for sure, though. It's really close. Sigurd, I am definitely moving him probably right here. Yeah, I think I'm gonna move him like right there for sure. Let's see. Gother. Gother might be fine there. Howie Matrona be right here with Brynhild, because Matrona is like almost essential for the big bird, so that's why she's in tier 1. I think this is good. Yeah, I think this is good right here, like right here. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. This makes sense. This makes sense a lot, right? This has to. Maybe you could even move Terry like right there. But Sario's still a beast in PvE. Not Assault Melee. Lost Vein Melee. Yeah, he's kind of died for PvE, but he's still really good for it. But he's kind of died a little bit. Especially when Festival King comes out, he's not really gonna be like. Pretty much, he's not even really gonna be needed. Let's be real. And then we move up to tier 0. I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. I think like this is fine. Like right here, I think this is still like pretty good. Nothing's changed really for tier 0. Yeah, I don't think any of these units up here have moved up to tier 0 really, because tier 0 is like the pinnacle, the absolute units that you see the most in PvP. You know, that are essential for team comps. Like you really literally probably never see them with like not there. Amelia you don't see as much, but that's because she is a a collab character and people might not have pulled for her, newer players, or you might have just skipped her or whatever. But Amelia is definitely in tier 0. Keep in mind she can actually freeze you through King's Barrier, so keep that in mind. She's still really good, but I think I like this. I think this is a perfect tier 0 to tier 5 tier list. Some units might get moved off or whatever. Some units might move up and down eventually. We'll see how it's looking next month though, for sure. But let me know how you guys like this video. If you guys enjoyed, be sure to leave a like, comment below if you guys agree with it. Where would you place units? Would you move some units up and down? Would you add units? Let me know. Subscribe if you like Grand Cross content, and as always, you guys already know, I will see you all later.